change. Okay.
Yeah. I must prevent the
Cyber. Because when a C comes with I, it's sir sound.
Yes. These couchings and lowly courtesies and these lowly courtesies might fire the blood of ordinary men and temporary ordinance and first decree into the law of children. Thy brother by decree is banished. If thou dost bend and pray and form for him, I spurn thee like a cur out of my way. No Caesar, both did wrong, nor without cause will be satisfied.
Okay, you have the 3 4 lines are not okay. So he says, I must prevent thee means I will stop you. I must stop you cyber. These crouchings and these lowly curtsy, that means your bowing and curtsy in humility will not influence me. It may influence ordinary men. Okay, it will influence ordinary men and change the order of law which have since the beginning been the rules. Okay, rules of the children's game. So they will change, but I will not change. And then he says, what else was the next one like?
Do the law of children, thy brother by decree is banned.
Thy brother. So that means your law means 6 lines are not there. Okay. Your thy brother is your brother. By decree is basically by the rule, by by what I have ordained. So he says, your brother by a decree is banished. Okay, has been banished. That means it has been sent away from the country as a punishment.
Oh yeah, this is the way when a citizen comes and begs Caesar that you have banned my brother from entering the country, but please could you take him back and he's a
Yes, that's what I told you. That is what it is. So it is that your brother has been sent away from the country as a punishment according to the law. And he says, if thou beg, that means if you bend on your knees and beg me and flatter me, like I will kick you like a stray dog. Cur is a stray dog. Okay. So I shall kick you like a stray dog out of my way. And do you have no Caesar taught? Okay, so it says, know that Caesar does not do anything wrong, nor without cause will he be satisfied. So without any reason he will be satisfied. So I do not act any unjustly, and without good reasons he will not be convinced. Got it? You all actually should, whenever you are doing Julius Caesar, you should write down the meanings. No, actually the line meanings you should read, because sometimes it is asked what was California's dream, or what was the watchman, what signs did the watchman see. If you don't understand this old English, I am explaining, but if you don't understand the old English when you all are learning, you all will not be able to write. Weightage of the chapter. Weightage of the chapter is no, they don't have weightage of the chapter.
It's not my dad.
Mentalist.
Is there no voice more worthy than my own to sound more sweetly in great Caesar's ear? For the repeating of my banished brother.
So he says, is there anybody who's more, who's more influenced than I, who can speak more convincingly to Caesar for recalling my brother from exile? Okay, so he says, is there somebody? So he's asking, now he knows, because what has happened when Caesar enters the Senate now, all the conspirators surround him. All are around him. So Metellus Steinberg was the first one who was supposed to go and plead for his brother. Alright, and then when he doesn't react, this one acts, Caesar acts very arrogant. He says, no, I will not call, I will not change the law. What has been said by the law, I will not change it. Because I am the law, and I am what I have said has to be carried out. I will have not acted unjustly, and I don't. So he says, So he said, is there anybody who can convince Caesar, like to like call my brother back? Brutus. Read Brutus.
I guess that I man, but not in a flattery. Caesar, desiring he that publishes symbol me.
Yes. So he says, I kiss the hand. Brutus is very clear. I kiss your hand, but I don't kiss it out of flattery because I don't have to flatter you. Okay. He says, I'm requesting you to grant permission for him to for Publius. Now Metellus Cyber's brother is Publius. So he says Publius Cyber to be like called from exile immediately. You know, I request you that you call him back immediately.
Have an immediate freedom of repeal.
Yeah, repeal is from the exile. We call him from the exile.
What Brutus?
So he cannot believe that, you know, Brutus is exile. So why Brutus is it?
Cassius.
Cassius.
Pardon Caesar, Caesar pardon, as low as I could Caesar Cassius fall, who beg
Enfranchisement.
of Publius Cinder.
Yes, cyber. So he says, forgive me, Caesar. Like I bend low as your foot. Like, you know, he never ever bend. He always Cassius says, why should I bend? This man is physically, like, you know, he's not fit and like, he's human like me. So why should I bend? That was always Cassius. So he says, I bend as low as your foot to beg you for enfranchisement. What is enfranchisement? Restoration of citizenship. That you restore the citizenship of Publius Cyber.
I would be well moved if I was you, if I were as you. If I could pray to move, prayers would move me. But I'm constant as the northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality. There is no fellow in the firmament. I was constant timber should be banished, and constant will remain the frequent soul.
Quite a few lines around it. Okay. So I could be well moved if I were you. So if I was like you, I would be easily persuaded. Okay. But he says, I am constant as the northern star. That means I am immovable as the northern star. Like, you know, like if you see what does the northern star do, it remains fixed because that's how the sailors see the direction. Correct. So that so I'm constant like a northern star, of whose true fixed and resting quality there is no fellow in the pyramid. That means which has no equal in the sky. It is immovable and permanent in nature. Clear with this?
I don't get the, but I'm constant like the north.
So he says, I'm immovable like the northern star. He says, who's like, you know, who has no equal in the sky. It is immovable and permanent in nature. So that means my nature is permanent. I will not change my decision. So if anybody who comes and asks us and pleases me, I will not change it for them.
So, the northern star, like it looks like the same from each position.
Yes.
Yes.
Wait, the 2 lines. And that I'm constant cyber should be banished, and I'm constant do remain to keep him so. That means I'm firm that even like, you know, he will be continuing his exile. I will not recall him from the exile. Your turn.
Everyone is doing two that.
Yeah, you're doing so too. Whatever you can read. Because I see your textbook and my textbooks are
I
different.
Casca speak hands for me.
Hands for weak Casca, first then the other conspirators and brutal stab Caesar.
1 minute. Speak hands for me, okay, from there now.
No, after that we Casio and A2 group.
Then falls
Then false with okay. So speak hands for me. That means let me express myself through my actions. So because Casca, the one I told you, was the first one who stabbed him. So he said, "Let me express myself through my actions." And they stabbed Caesar. So he stabbed Caesar, and all the conspirators who had surrounded Caesar, they stabbed Caesar. And Caesar, he said that's a famous dialogue, "Et tu, Brute," right? So he says, "You too," because he says the ultimate betrayal for him because he never expected Brutus to be stabbing him, right? So that's why he said, "Then let me die." No, because if my best friend is stabbing me, then I don't want to live. I don't have to live. So he says, "Let me die." Then Paul Caesar means, "Let me die."
You said my life. I have seen.
After that,
No, after that you have seen line from Sina.
Cena.
Right? For the first time. Sina.
So which line? Liberty, freedom,
Yeah.
tyranny. Okay. So liberty, you understand what is liberty? Freedom, tyranny is dictatorship. Is dead. So they shout, when when they stab Caesar, they're okay, we are free, we are free, we are free, like that, like this one. And run hence, proclaim, cry it about the street. So run from here, hence run from here and announce it. Proclaim is announce it in the streets that we are free from tyranny, we are free from dictatorship, all that. After that,
Cassius.
sum to the common pulpit. That one?
Yes.
Okay. Sum to the common pulpits. Pulpits, na? And where the speaker speaks from, right? The high, like church, you see,
Yeah.
right?
It's a podium type.
Yeah, correct. It's a podium type. So in that on the podium when they stand and they give the sermons and all that, that is a pulpit. Or in your school when you have that, when the speaker is speaking, they have this kind of podium. That is a pulpit. Okay, so that's what he's saying. Run some to the common pulpit means because you have to announce the Caesar's death. So he says some go to the common pulpit where I showed you Anthony and Brutus's dialogue that height. Okay, and cry out liberty, freedom, and enfranchisement. Enfranchisement means citizenship, restoration of citizenship. Then
Brutus, but here comes Antony.
Brutus is what?
This is what you
But here comes
have.
Antony.
Here comes Anthony. So many lines. Here comes Anthony. Read your this one.
But with this,
Read.
So do this, but here comes Anthony, he had granted welcome Margaret.
Oh, mighty Caesar, thus how lies so low, are all thy conquest glories triumphs, spoils shrunk to this little
Okay.
measure. Fair
He changes.
fair female, I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. Who
After that,
else must be led blood? Who else is ran? If I myself there is no hour so fit, as Caesar's death hour, nor moved instrument of half that was as though your swords be rich with the most noble blood of all this world. I do
beseech
beseech ye, if you bear me hard. Now why
wills your
your
purple hands to weak and small.
fulfill your pleasure, live 1,000 years, I shall not find myself so apt to die. No place will please me so, no mean of death, as here by Caesar and by you cut off the choice and master spirits of this age.
Yes, it's like this Godhead. Okay, so but here comes Anthony, welcome Anthony. So what happens because they know Anthony can interfere if they are going to stab Caesar, so Anthony they send out. Okay, so now here Anthony is returning, and then Anthony sees this stab wounds on Caesar. So he says, "Oh mighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low?" Means are you lied so low because you are such a mighty person? How did you get reduced to this first this body? Are thy conquests, glory, triumph, spoils shrunk to this little measure? So it means all whatever you have achieved has shrunk to this little measure is basically you're talking about the ground where his body is lying. It's talking about that. So all your your triumphs, your conquests, your glories, your spoils are your trophies. Remember in Roman times they had this triumph. What is a triumph?
Trophy of war. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Triumph is when the winner would come in the carriage. Behind the winners, the victor, behind the victor, all the captives were in bondage, means they were all in chains, and behind them, all what they have looted from the war. Like whenever there was war, they would loot. Like whichever country they won, they would plunder that country, right? They would loot from that country, they would plunder it. So that they would do, and then like when they enter the city, whether it's Rome or anything, they would display all that income, and the prisoners of war also will be following them. So your trophies that talks about that. Spoils is your trophies. So he says, like all this has like shrunk to this where your body is lying. Right? So you have achieved so much, but now you just have only this much ground to be buried in. Fare thee well, it's goodbye. I know not, gentlemen, what you intend. So what you have planned. What you intend is what you have planned. Who else must be let blood? Let blood means killed. So who else must be killed? Who else is rank? Rank means who has overgrown his position. If you're like if that person is overgrown his position, then you're killing that person, right? So he says, who else has overgrown his position? If I myself, so if it is me, so he says, there is no hour so fit as Caesar's death hour. So he says, there's no hour which is very fitting for me to die. Then Caesar's death hour. Nor no instrument, means nor no weapon of half that worth as those your sword made rich with the most noble blood of the world. So he says there is no other like weapon which is so uh, worthy of killing me as the one with which you have killed Caesar, because it has been made sacred with Caesar's blood. So there is no other instruments as worthy as this to kill me. No other sword as worthy as this to kill me. All right. So this is like talking about how much he loves Caesar, and he says like if you plan to kill anybody, kill me because this is the correct act. So he says, I do beseech you. Beseech you means is basically I beseech you, I request you. If you bear me hard is if you have any grudge, any kind of grudge against me. Now, why is your purple hand reeked and smoke? Fulfill your pleasure. So he says, while your hands, purple hands, basically bloodied hands, which is reek is steaming and smoking. So carry out your pleasure. So when your hands are covered with Caesar's blood, use that same hand to kill me. This is the correct act because this is when Caesar died. So this is the correct act of killing me. Live 1,000 words, I shall not find myself so apt to die. So if I live 1,000 years, I would not find myself so ready to die. Okay, so ready to die. If you kill Caesar, so might as well kill me. I don't want to live. Alright. No place will please me so. So no other place will please me so. No mean to death. No place will please me so as much as to die here by Caesar. Okay. And by you cut off. Cut off is chopped off. The choice and master of spirit of this age. So it says the best and the most powerful leaders of this time. Caesar was the most powerful leader of the time, and this when he died, I can also you can kill me with him because I'll be the most happiest to die with Caesar. So he shows his devotion to Caesar. He shows that how much he loves Caesar, and he shows how distraught he is when Caesar is dead. So he says, in case of conspirators, you want to kill any other any other person, kill me. Okay, next. Brutus.
That is so actually.
The reader.
Go actually like not your help of us. So now we must appear bloody and cruel, yet see but our hands. And this the bleeding business we have done. Our hands are hard to use. Not they are pitiful and pity to the general wrong of room. As fire drives out fire, so pity. And then this be on Caesar for your part, to your swords and points. Mark Antony, our arms in the strength of malice, and our hearts of brother center to receive you with all kinds of love, good thoughts, and reverence.
Reverence.
Like,
Reverence. Reverence. Verb. So he says, so Brutus says, oh Anthony, beg not your death of us. So that means don't beg for your death to us. Though now we must appear bloody and cruel. So we are appearing, if in front of you, we appear that we are very, very bloody and cruel. As by hands and this present act, you see we do. So he says the act of by this act of murder we appear very bloody and cruel. But he says you do not see uh, yet see you but our hands. So only you see our hands and you assume that we are bloody and cruel. And this bleeding business is this murder, right? That we have committed. Our hearts you see not. So you are seeing only that. You are not looking into our hearts. They are pitiful. Pitiful, they are full of pity. Okay. Why? Because for the pity to the general wrong of Rome, like for the general injustice suffered by Rome. For the general wrong of Rome is for general injustice suffered by Rome, as it says, as fire drives out fire, and so that's pity for Rome drives out pity for Caesar. Clear? He says, we feel pity for Rome more rather than pity for Caesar. Okay, that way. Had done this deed on Caesar, and because of that, we have done this deed for Caesar. Just as one fire drives out another, so the pity for Rome destroys the pity for Caesar. Understood? And he says, for your part, our souls are like lead. For you, our souls are like lead. Mark Antony, our arms, like our arms which have the power to harm, and our hearts which have affection, tempers affection of brothers, welcome you as one of us. Alright? And we receive you with love, good intentions, and great respect. Reverence is great respect. Understood? Any confusion? Okay, please see what this one can do. Put it on top of it, it will be same.